What is up? That ain't Squash with that TV, man. With back another reaction video, man. Guess who it is today? Hood Nature, man. Y'all really love Hood Nature videos, and I'm seeing why, man. Like I'm digging them too, man. I'm learning all new types of stuff with animals, and I work at the zoo. So, man, imagine. Listen. So half these animals I see on a daily basis. You know what I mean? But before we get anything started, man, like, comment, subscribe right now, man. Follow me on Twitter. I'm a little bit sick, but I'm good, man. Follow me on Facebook, social, man. Roll to 300 subs. We are at 263, I think, man. Let's go. Please, man. Come on, man. Try to get up there, man. But today's video, we have an interesting one. This is the Honey Badger versus Wolverine. Who will win? And that's a tough battle, bro, if you ask me, man. I don't know. Listen, man. I know at the zoo, we got a honey badger, but we don't have any Wolverines. But I do know the honey badger is very tough, is right. So I know it fights snakes, bigger ones. You know what I mean? And her got them hands. You know what I mean? But the Wolverine, man, I did hit a Wolverine is very, very, very big badass. You know what I mean? Nothing to mess with, man. But I'm trying to screen record it, man. Let's get started, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking too much. Let's go. Recording. One. And let's go, man. Play. Okay. They hold me. Now let's play.
These two animals give less extended incels. So what would happen if they got into a fight? Well, honey badgers and wolverines are both mustelids, but the wolverine is a weasel on steroids. They're bigger and
a weasel on steroids.
Damn,
they that big? They ain't they got that big. Never mind. Hey, listen, I would go for honey badger, but I don't know, man.
For much larger animals. Even though they're only 50 pounds, wolverines will straight up punk bears and cougars out of food just off.
I'm already knowing.
As a scavenger, wolverines have life-canceling jaws, and they even have a special set of molars that's rotated 90 degrees, meaning they can crack and crush bones, and which is why the skunk bear eats every part of its victim, including the teeth.
Damn.
Now we have to acknowledge the fact that a wolverine body bagged a polar bear by clamping its jaws around its neck until it's suffocated.
A polar bear?
They're basically every pit bull stereotype on steroids. Honey badgers are smaller, but their balls are the same size, if not bigger.
Hell yeah.
At only 30 pounds, these felony ferrets will hood check lions, hyenas, and leopards.
Listen, honey badger ain't scared of nobody, man.
Their skin is even tougher than that of a wolverine's because they can survive being shanked by an African porcupine.
God
American
damn.
porcupines are smaller, but even they've been known to put wolverines in the dirt. Not only does a honey badger have tough skin, it's loose, meaning they can flip over after being bitten and still attack.
Right.
Also, honey badgers are way smarter than wolverines and even able to use tools. Now, here's the important.
Now, I ain't know that.
Wolverines are more muscular with a much more crushing bite. And despite their vicious reputation, wolverines aren't extremely skilled fighters. Their main defense is intimidation, which, to be fair, they're very good at.
Right.
We're not intimidating this black Air Force with attitude. Honey.
Hey, these nicknames he got them is too funny.
Badgers are 100% on smoke.
Ooh, fighting a jaguar?
Go at it for hours. Meaning the only way for the wolverine to win is to kill an animal that basically runs on Duracell. Wolverines like to go for the
telling you, honey badger, man. Honey badger.
Skin can make it nearly impossible to land a critical hit. Also, honey badgers go for the balls, and they've been known to KO animals as brolic as buffalo. So who would win? Honey badgers don't have the tools to kill a wolverine by strictly biting, but in a fight lasting hours, this single weasel can tire out the bigger animal and force it to retreat.
Right.
The wolverine's attitude is a bluff. They won't keep fighting if they feel like their life's in danger. Honey badgers will 100% die for the cause.
Told y'all, honey badger, bro.
He could probably drive off even a motivated wolverine. He doesn't have to kill the wolverine to win. The honey badger would be the last one standing. Goats can climb trees, and not enough people know
told
this.
y'all, okay.
This isn't Photoshop because even though they wear the animal,
I've been through this one. Ghosts can climb tree. We got some more knowledge. Let's go.
Trees, cliffs, and if you test it with a fence, they'll all over your work. In life, people are going to try to bring you down and keep you from succeeding. Be a goat and never fold. Also, goats aren't just cute barnyard animals. Some of them are built like refrigerators with horns.
Hell yeah.
They weigh over 300 pounds, and some mountain goats will actively start beef with any hikers they see on their mountain. You do not want those problems. And
them horns sharp, bro.
Straight from the shadow realm with a power tool for a head test.
But them goats not playing.
This Narnia goat is the national animal of Pakistan. They allegedly run faith with snakes and win on the regular. And of course, you got the alpine ibex who
run faith with snakes better than me. That's all I'm gonna say. They better than me.
You're probably wondering how they're able to do this with no paws, claws, or thumbs.
Right.
I really don't know. And yes, even though this is a bighorn sheep, it's the Cabernet Goat subfamily, meaning I can talk about them. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to play in the NFL, start beef with a bighorn hill and inflict 10 seasons of abuse on your head. Nature gave goats way too much power and they got disrespectful with it. If I can't make you appreciate bees in 60 seconds, feel free to unfollow me. They evolved to communicate by dancing. If one finds food, they can tell the other hive members what direction, how
far away. A little buzz wiggle dance, right.
Yes, that's actually what it's called. Dan Palvermeyer was not around. They even use dancing to vote. If the hive gets too full, the bees will form a senate, and scout bees will go out and look for new places to live. And report back to the hive and dance until the other bees where the new spots.
Yeah, bees are smart, man. I have heard bees are smart.
Possible homes, and the bees will vote by dancing until they reach a consensus. Bees are smart enough to be trained to sniff out and locate bombs, ranging from dynamite to C4 plastic explosives, and they're really good at it.
What?
If they get caught outside when it's too cold, they'll find a nice flower to sleep in until it gets warm enough for them to make it back home. Bees will make this sound when they're startled and bump into another bee. That's the equivalent of a whoops or a my bad. These whoops can be used to measure the overall mental health of the hive. More whoops means more stress. It'd be like that. Bees will seek out fermented tree sap and basically get drunk off it, but when these turned bees try to enter the hive, they get attacked and kicked out by the sober bees. Drunk bees are more likely to get into flying accidents, so the sober bees enforce zero tolerance. Texas screech owls will adopt blind snakes and then keep them as roommates in their nest. Normally, owls take their prey's life before they bring it home to their chicks, but not only does the owl spare the snake, it carries it gently enough that it doesn't get injured. The snake burrows itself in the owl's nest.
Why?
That's because the owls use the little blind snakes as housekeepers, since they eat ants, termites, and larvae that can become parasites for the family of chicks. So the little blind snake protects the owl's kids from insects, and in exchange, the owl gives him a rent-free home safe from animals that might try to eat him. And this works out pretty well because
seems like a fair deal to me. Seems like a fair deal.
Chance of survival, just as long as they didn't eat it. And if this sounds familiar, tarantulas do the exact same thing. They'll adopt tiny dotted humming frogs.
What?
Because they eat the insects that normally eat the spider's eggs. In exchange, the bite-sized frog gets an 8-legged hairy bodyguard in a jungle full of ops. That is as wholesome.
I did not know this. It's crazy, bro.
Where sea lions come from? Well, sea lions are carnivores, meaning they belong to the carnivora family.
Right.
Which is right here. Bear with me, I'm about to get in my bag real quick. Sea lions are part of the pinniped group right there, which means they had a common ancestor with the Mustelidae group. A group that includes raccoons, red pandas, wolverines, and badgers. Which means sea lions are actually closer to trash pandas than they are to actual lions. But that's not enough, you gotta go deeper.
Okay.
Seals and sea lions evolved from a land version that was basically an otter on steroids.
Otter, yeah.
Which makes sense because the sea lion family and the raccoon, badger, red panda squad share a common grandfather with the Ursidae family.
All this knowledge, I'm just not getting it, man. I don't mind it, for real.
Bears, grizzlies, all that stuff. Which means sea lions are basically grizzlies with better skincare and a better breaststroke. In fact, if you put a sea lion's skull next to a bear's, you can barely tell the difference. Moral of this video:
crazy.
Sea lions are actually sea bears.
Right?
Squidward got his squid cheeks.
Yeah, I was just finna say that.
Mixed by a sea lion. Animals that you might think are.
I was just finna say that. That made me think of that one SpongeBob episode.
They're ridiculously sensitive, high maintenance, and they find some of the most creative ways to die. They glide into walls, they choke to death on raisins, and if they're stressed in any way, they'll hand a baker themselves. They can get clapped by a disease you've never even heard of, and on top of all that, they bite. Unless you're a professional adopted, heartbreak on layaway. Toucans
they off they up when they get too
strict.
strict.
I'm about to tell you, Tupi's owner told me. Toucans are needy, they scream and they bite whenever they
yeah, you already know.
They just feel like it. Since their beak is serrated, this is what they can do to you. They're highly aggressive hormonal assholes that can be trusted with children or other people. Also, they shoot 40 to 50 times a day. Not the white yogurt pigeon stuff either. They'll have your house. I don't know what this is, but I hate it. There's a lot of other things, but long story short, unless you're a professional, which Tuki's mom is, adopting a toucan is inviting Satan and Featherface into your home. And last are foxes because they are the worst roommates. They scream at 3 a.m. and they pee all over the place. Now, we forgive that if the smell can stick to you for weeks. It'll put your social life on life support if it doesn't just kill it completely.
We heard this before.
People confuse him for the venomous slow lords, but he's actually a mouse lemur. Even though
I thought everybody knew that though.
And the big eyes and the fact that they're only active at night freaked people out so much they thought they were spirits of dead people that were never buried, which is why the word lemur actually means ghost. But as the smallest primate in the world, the mouse lemur is perfectly harmless and only a menace to the fruits, flowers, and insects they eat. They also have the smallest brain at 2 grams, which is why Moore acted like a toddler even though he was like 50 years old. Not even kidding, he was a baby-faced geriatric. But what the mouse lemur does have are big balls, because during breeding season, his baby-making factory will swell to up to 130% of their normal size.
130%.
The bigger the balls, the more you score. There's 24 different kinds of mouse lemurs, and the one I would give my life for.
Oh wow, 24. Okay.
For the very complex fact that they just happen to be the smallest.
Okay.
Even though it looks like an anime squirrel, the mouse lemurs are primate, making it related to you and me, and we share more than 95% of our DNA with it.
Damn, 95. We cousins. On me, we cousins.
These assholes bite and scratch too. They're also very high maintenance and
I'm already know.
More specifically, it's a Goodman's mouse lemur, and the only fact that happens is that the females bully and beat the males in the name of equality. Strongest animal in the world might just surprise you. It might surprise you because it's none of these animals here. In a world
I kind of
of
expected that.
elephants and walking biceps with horns, heaviest lifter of all is actually the beetle. The rhinoceros beetle can lift 800
I did not know that.
weight. That would be me bench pressing a tank. The reason this Darth Vader bug is such a powerhouse is ironically because it's so small, with less weight to carry.
You barely hear about beetles though, guys.
It has a tough exoskeleton that can handle weight better. Having an exoskeleton means its muscles are
picking them up. Crazy. Crazy, yeah.
Not even the strongest beetle. That title belongs to the dung beetle since they can lift 1,141 times their own weight.
How do I know this stuff? I think scientists be in the lab trying giving them shit at this point.
Exoskeleton, we will never be stronger than this beetle, but with fitness coach, you can be stronger than you were yesterday.
My suit handle all that.
How often you want to work out and what exactly you want to work out. If you want to get right for the summer, it's going to be the top one right there. But respectfully, neither you or Goku are touching this beetle.
Right.
They don't take. Florida has a herpes monkey problem that nobody knows what to do about. It's because 6 rhesus monkeys were brought to Florida in the 1930s and put on an island. But funny story, they didn't know that monkeys could swim. The monkeys swam across the river into the mainland. And after lots of nasty monkey sex, there are now nearly 600 rhesus macaques in the state of Florida, and a lot of them carry herpes. About 25% of these STDs